Hey everyone, Luke from GuitarVivo.com here. Today I'm going to show you two super useful pentatonic positions. I call them the 1-3 pentatonic shapes for reasons you'll probably work out later. Before we get into it, here's a little clip I posted on Instagram of me playing in those positions. So that lick demonstrates the two positions we're going to cover today. The first part is me ascending one position, and the second part of that lick is me descending another position. What we're going to do is there's quite a few things to get through, so I'm going to put timestamps here so you can skip to where you want to go, and we'll get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is how I came up with these scales, or how I came across them. So the backstory behind this scale was I was about 20 or 21 and I was in Sri Lanka. I was on tour, and it was cheap to just take me out there, not a band. I got set up with some other guys my own age, and one of them was a bassist, and he was very technically proficient. He could play some really incredible, really quick things, but didn't really know what he was doing when it came to theory. So when he'd play a fill, if I grab this, he might start with like an octave pattern. He might play something like that, and what you notice is that when you're playing that, everything's on the first and third finger. What he would do then is, when he was trying to come up with more and more interesting fills, he'd just move up that physical pattern, not in any key, but just geometrically, so. And it would go out of key, but he was so technically proficient with this first and third finger that it would be so quick a lot of people couldn't hear it. But there was no scale there. And I was thinking, well, what would actually happen if we just worked on how to map out a scale where he can use his first and third finger, because he's so technically proficient with them that he might have to regress if he started trying to work out fingerings where he's using his second and fourth finger. So that led to these two shapes, which turned out to be really useful for reasons we'll talk about afterwards. Here they are. Position 2. So you might hear players like Stevie Ray Vaughan play things like well, you wouldn't hear him play like that, but he might use those fingerings. You might hear Eric Johnson play. Stuff like that, which uses these places, which actually makes it easier to map those lines out. So with anything that we do on the instrument, anytime we learn something, anytime we transcribe or do anything, it's always important to know why we're doing it and the benefits. So I thought I'd just give you a few of the benefits of learning these shapes. So the first one is, although I hate to give this as the first one, it's obvious that it can be played relatively quickly for very little practice. Like I've just, that lick you saw at the start, I just came up with that 10 minutes before I started playing it, worked it out, pulled it off. It's quite easy to get these shapes down. So yeah, one thing is, it's an easy way to play the pentatonic scale. It uses the strong fingers, which is why I came up with it. The second reason is a little bit cooler, which is that the patterns repeat in pairs of strings. So the physical pattern on the low E and A strings, on the low E and the A string, repeats the exact same physical pattern 2 strings higher on the D and G. And it's the same notes as well as just the same physical pattern. So I only have to learn for each of these positions what note falls under what finger on 2 strings, and that repeats. So I know it's flat 7, root, flat 3rd, 4th, 5th. And I actually know that whole pattern, flat 7, root, flat 3rd, 4th, 5th, repeats. So once I know how to treat notes and make melodies in any string pair, I know how to transpose that idea really quickly. So that's the second reason. The same with position 2. It repeats in 2-string grouping. So if you learn what notes fall under which finger for any group of 5 notes, it repeats. The last thing is the actual way that the notes fall under your fingers. So when we're playing this, the flat 3rd is always played by the 1st finger. Yeah. There. And that note has a lot that you can do with it, and it's very easy to get some great sounds from that note with the 1st finger, whereas other positions might put that flat 3rd on the pinky if you were to play them strictly. And that just means that when you're playing in that position, you probably don't have the control of that note to play the sounds you want to play with it. Same thing with the way that every time there's a shift, it's from the 4th to the 5th, which means we can get that blues note in there really easily. We don't have to learn like some positions. Say we're in A minor and we're here. Where we've got to kind of go out of position to get the flat 5. Here, it falls in a really nice place. So those are the 3 reasons why this position is really helpful. Actually, there's a 4th one which is mega. Forget everything else I've said. This 4th one is the fact that when we learn this shape, it goes, it spans across loads of your traditional fingering. So if you've learned the pentatonic scales in 5 positions, each one of these positions of the scale I've taught you, the 1-3 pentatonic scale we'll call it, actually goes through 4 of the shapes you might already know. So you can use this to really traverse the neck and join up shapes. So there, all I was thinking about was the 1-3 pentatonic scale, which is this pentatonic scale I'm teaching you where you use the 1st and 3rd finger, and the other positions I know, and I'm weaving between the 2. I don't know. But yeah, it traverses 4 different positions, and you can start to learn how to connect your pentatonic positions by practicing the scale. So have fun with it. Tag me in any videos if you use it. If you post on Instagram, it's @thefitarist, Fitarist. So guys, if you like this video, check out my website GuitarVivo.com, where we have loads of drop-in video lessons ranging from 10 minutes to 90 minutes, where we talk about all kinds of practical, useful information. It's not a course format, it's not A to B, it's you can drop in wherever you want, whatever you need at any point in time, there's probably something on there for you. So thank you very much for checking this out. My name is Luke Lewis, and have fun with it.